there, fellow hungry travelers. Mark here with Wolters World, and today we're here in Casco Viejo in Panama City. And today we're going to talk about what you should eat when you come here to Panama. Whether you're staying here in Panama City, or maybe you're going over to Colón, maybe you're going to go to Bocas del Toro, exploring this beautiful country. I want to give you some of the best eats and treats you should have when you come here. And I would be remiss if I don't start with probably the national dish of Panama, and that is sancocho. And when you see sancocho explained online, they say, oh, it's chicken soup. Look, it's more than chicken soup. Yes, it's soup that has chicken in it, but with the yuca and corn, cilantro, all the stuff that's in there, the flavorfulness is actually a really good soup. And you're like, Mark, but it's hot and humid all the time in Panama. Why would I want to have a hot soup? Because it's good. Okay, so sancocho, if you're looking for that, that's really good. Another really good soup you want to try when you're here is sopa de mariscos, which is a seafood soup, which will have, the shrimp and the fish, calamari and other kind of seafood in there. It'll be different places you go around the country, but anytime you see sopa de mariscos, or cazuela de mariscos, which is a casserole seafood, oh my gosh, you can't go wrong because seafood is fantastic when you come here. Now, if you're on the Caribbean coast and you're looking for that sopa de mariscos, look for rondon. And rondon is basically more like has coconut like milk mixed into it, so it gives it a whole more Caribbean vibe than the traditional sopa de mariscos, but excellent to have if you get it anywhere in the country. Now, it's hot, it's humid, you're like, Mark, please get away from the hot soups. Give me something cool to eat. Look, I'm going to tell you, another traditional dish that's here that's fantastic. Yes, we get a lot of places around the world, but I'll be honest, here in Panama, they do a fantastic job with it, is ceviche. And if you're not sure what ceviche is, think about it. They put fish, octopus, shrimp, and it gets marinated in lime juice. Oh my gosh, it is so good. It is so refreshing. It's served cool. You'll have it. If you're here in Casco Viejo, here in Panama City, go to the Mercado de Mariscos, the seafood market, and go have it there, fresh as can be. It is so good. But honestly, it's so good here. I've had it at hotels, and the hotel room service version was fantastic, but ceviche is a must when you come here to Panama. And there'll be different versions of it as well. You might have it just with fish. You might see ceviche de yuca, but just a traditional, ceviche de mariscos is my go-to with the seafood in general. You're gonna love it. Now, ceviche itself isn't really necessarily a huge meal. It's great for a snack to cool off, enjoy, but if you're looking for seafood that's really gonna fill you up, probably my favorite is pago frito, which is fried red snapper, and it's so good. And the literally it's very simple. It's fried up, and you might serve with rice or patacones, which I'll talk about later, but just fried up red snapper is awesome. Also, you might see corvina, which is sea bass. Sea bass is also very popular. You can get that fried, you can get it grilled up. Really good seafood when you're here. You're gonna get octopus polpo al ajillo, which is basically octopus cooked in, garlic and butter. I mean, look, seafood, you're gonna do fine when you're here, and you'll notice some of the menus will have from the land, and they'll be from the sea. Look for the sea stuff because you'll be happy when you're there. But if you do want to get the land stuff, probably the most famous meat dish here is ropa vieja. And if you've ever had shredded pork, pulled pork, imagine shredded pulled beef. Yes, shredded beef. And then it's in almost like a tomatoey sauce. It's almost like sometimes you'll have, we had it in empanadas, fried corn empanadas. And it was like having pulled beef in there, but it's really good. You have with rice and beans. Oh, you can't go wrong with ropa vieja. That's on a lot of the national menus. And the rice and beans, I think it's important to mention rice and beans will come up a lot. And here in Panama, lunch is a big meal. Dinner is more of a smaller meal. So at home, some people might just have rice and beans, a little bit of meat for dinner. But lunch is where you have the big meal kind of thing. So if you're going to go out to have meals with locals here, do lunches with them, because that's when it's more about eating and enjoying and taking your time, whereas dinner's a quicker thing. But rice and beans, let's get back to that. If you're looking for something very simple, maybe you're having tummy trouble, arroz con pollo, which is rice with chicken. It's basically a big thing of rice and there's some shredded chicken in there. Very nice, easy thing to have. Liam really likes that. Though I will tell you, throw the hot sauce on it to really make it good. They got some good hot sauce here too. So the orange one, yes, get the orange one. No idea what it's called. It's orange. It's fantastic. I think it's maybe some Scotch bonnet in there. Really good. But the rice with chicken is a nice thing to do. Also, if you're near the Caribbean coast, or if you can find restaurants around, there's a coconut rice they have that you can have when you're here, which is really, it's a little bit more robust, and actually the rice itself is almost like a meal in itself because it's so flavorful. So I'd look at that. And then there's a rice dish that I want to tell you that my Italian friends would say it's in the direction of risotto, and my local friends was it's more in the direction of rice soup, and that's guacho. And guacho, I will tell you, when you have it, Think of it like a rice porridge or a rice soup or almost a risotto. You can have that very traditional thing here. But when you see it on the menu, make sure you can see what it's served with, because it might be served with pigtail. And not everyone likes that, so do be aware of it. Also, if you're coming from Costa Rica, gallo pinto is not gallo pinto here. Gallo pinto in Costa Rica is rice and beans mixed together. Gallo pinto here, a little bit different. That's the thing that had the pigtail in it, right? And the guacho. So be aware of that. Now, one thing you need to realize is when you're going around Panama, street food is a thing. You can eat the street vendors. The food's been pretty good we've had. And you get things like empanadas, which I would call like a hand pie. It could be stuffed with meat or cheese or basically anything that's there. That's a good one. Sometimes you'll see the baked ones. Sometimes you see the fried ones, but you can't go wrong with that. Another thing you're going to see a lot is what's called patacones. What patacones is, actually I should say this, plantains are huge here, like the kind of banana things. You'll see plantain chips, you'll see plantains as the side dish, you'll see fried plantains up for a side. But probably the biggest one you're gonna see is patacones, which is green plantains that get fried, smashed down, fried again, and it comes like in a big kind of chip kind of thing. If you're gonna have your red snapper, that pargo frito, that's probably the traditional side dish you have. I like rice better, so I get that, but patacones will come all over, and sometimes you have patacones with a little ropa vieja on top of it. You can't go wrong with that. I mean, those are a go-to like snack kind of thing. If you're looking for tamal, or one tamal, or multiple tamales, you know, the corn dough that has the meat inside, you can get those a lot of places at restaurants, on the street kind of things. Also tamales for breakfast, another thing you can have. Hojaldres, which are basically like fried dough, another thing you can grab on the street, also popular breakfast thing. Thinking of it like Panamanian donut-ish kind of direction would be the best way to kind of phrase it when you are here. I guess don't think of it as a donut, just think of it as fry bread. If you've ever been to the southwest US or west part of the US, just fry bread, it's good. But for me, my favorite little snacks, things you'll get, maybe you'll get on the street, maybe you get in restaurants, are the caramañolas. And caramañolas, basically what it is, they grate up the yuca and they batter it and fry it, but inside they put like meat and cheese in it. And if you get it on the street, a lot of times there's not a lot of meat and cheese. It's mostly just a fried yuca. But if you go to some of the places that have like the nice little like meat in it and the cheese in it, oh my God, they're so good. Like that is, if you get anything like this, ceviche is fantastic. The pago frito is great, but these, the caramañolas are a must when you're here, all right? You gotta have that. That's one of the fantastic appetizers. Grab one, get one for everybody. Don't share them. You might not want to share them, but I know I don't want to share them, so that's something you should have. Now, let's talk about desserts, because there are some traditional desserts you're going to see around here. And a lot of them you might have seen in other places around Central America, and you will see some influences from other countries in them, but there are some really good ones. Probably the go-to default is arroz con leche, which is basically, you know, sweet rice, like rice pudding. You can have that. There'll be raisins in there, cinnamon on top. Really good. That is the simple one to do. If you're having tummy troubles, it's a nice, easier thing to get down, and you don't worry about it when it, you know, whatever's, but that's a really nice one. Cocadas, which is basically like, think about shaved up coconuts made into like a candy ball. You may have seen this at like a, like maybe your hometown like bake sales. Sometimes you'll have that there. It's really, really good. Obviously tres leches cake, which is all over Central America, which is, you know, a sponge cake with all the different like types of milk that are in there, condensed milk and stuff. That's one of my favorites. You can do that. Also, you get caramelized plantains as well. Really, really nice when they like caramelize them up and cook it up. It makes it sweet and delicious. Another thing you might see is bien mesebe, which is basically, I guess I maybe call it like a coconut cinnamon pudding, dulce de leche kind of like theme kind of thing. I mean, it's really good. That's one if you can find that. And I want to tell you, there's a lot of bakeries around here where you can get cakes and like pieces of cake, piece of pie, little pastry things. You can do that because the bakeries here are really nice. You can grab a snack like that. So that's kind of good. Now let's talk about the drinks. First thing I want to tell you is if you're in Panama City or like other big cities like Cologne, you can drink the tap water. You don't have to worry about it. The water's treated, you're okay. I would say though, if you're in the rural areas, don't drink the tap water there. If you're going on tours in the rainforest and stuff, stick to the bottled water. All the hotels we've been to have actually given us bottled water too, just in case, but just know you're not gonna get sick from brushing your teeth or anything like that if you're in the cities, so just be aware of that. You know, Duran Duran, your favorite band from the 80s, well, Duran Coffee, Cafe Duran, that's the local coffee you're gonna have when you are here, and they do love their local coffee. Now, in terms of drink you're gonna have when you go out to the restaurants and stuff, well, if you're looking for the local rum is called Abuelo, Ron Abuelo, so Grandpa's rum, you can get that. There's a lot of local beers when you're here. Balboa is my favorite. It's a little bit stronger than things like Panama beer, but they're fine. More like lager style beers kind of stuff, like lighter beers. You have that because it's so hot and they do serve the beer nice and cold, so that can be helpful. Other things, when I go around with the kids, we go to the mercados or we're going around batidos. Batidos are basically smoothies. With all the fresh fruit and everything, you can have fantastic smoothies when you're here. Also, another drink you're going to see is chicha, and basically different kind of fruits. You can have chicha de maracuya, which is passion fruit, basically juice, and made with corn, all kinds of stuff, but a super refreshing drink here in Panama. And you could never go wrong with getting a paleta, and you might hear guys yelling, paletas, paletas, pushing around a little cart. They're selling these little popsicles, which are a must here in Panama, really anywhere in Central America. So, paletas, tasty, tasty, tasty. Grab one. Also, if you're missing some stuff from home, fried chicken in Panama, super good. So don't pass up the fried chicken. Good stuff. Now, if you want to eat with the locals when you are here in Panama, you don't have to go to a sit-down restaurant. The local Panamanians at lunchtime will go to these little cafeteria kind of stuff things, and you'll pick your rice, your beans, your meat kind of stuff and have it all together. Affordable prices, really tasty food, and you get to hang out with the locals, and this is where they're eating. But I know for some tourists, they feel uncomfortable doing the like buffet style thing sometimes, but don't worry, you'll be fine, and the food is fantastic. So don't forget to do that when you're here. If you're looking for something with a little more kick, the kind of national liquor is Seco Herrerano. I know, it is hard to say Herrerano. And basically what it is, it's like grappa you might have. It's made from grapes, but this is actually made of sugarcane, and it's just a distilled spirit you'll have. You can drink it straight, but I'd recommend mixing with stuff. Some people mix it with Coke. I actually mix mine with maracuya juice, passion fruit juice. Or you can have that, you have those. That's a really nice thing to have. And they have all the international sodas that are here. You'll notice when you're in Panama, any international thing you want, they have. So if you're tired of the local food, you're tired of having the fantastic seafood, yes, you can get everything from Taco Bell to McDonald's to Carl's Jr. if you want that, okay? But honestly, lots of options here. I will say, if you're in Panama City, you're gonna notice a lot of international restaurants because the canal, all the business that goes through here, you do have a lot of Indian restaurants, Chinese restaurants, Italian restaurants, Mexican restaurants. So you have American restaurants. You have a lot of options as well if you're not looking to have, you know, traditional Panamanian food. And I will say, in Panama City, sometimes it's hard to find traditional Panamanian food. You got to go into the high rise and you'll find like the real stuff when you go there. Some things I think is important. I mentioned before, lunch is a big meal, dinner's smaller. Tipping. You do tip here in Panama. 10% is fine, but I will tell you, make sure you look on your bill to see if they don't already have the propina or servicio already included, because they do, you don't have to, but you can always tip more, but 10% is the tip. And if you go to somebody's house, you're going someplace, remember, don't forget to leave just a little bit of food on your plate because it means you're full and very satisfied. So I know we didn't get all the great food here in Panama. Please let me know down in the comments below what other food travelers should travel and taste when they are here in Panama. Whether you're on a cruise going through the canal or you're more exploring and hitting San Blas Islands or wherever you're going to go, let us know and have a great time here in Panama. And I'll say bye from Casco Viejo right on the Plaza de Independencia here in Panama City. Adios.